Hey there. Let's not keep you waiting. The last 10 seconds were already, I think, we didn't really need the last 10 seconds because I was already here, just waiting for the timer to count down. So, yeah. Hello, everyone. Very excited to see you again here on this Hero Wars Dominion Era live stream. Long time no see, actually. Last time we've been here with the Lyrias update and the completely new format of adventure added to the game. And, as usual, as per tradition, Sam already got the gifts for you. If you were here before the stream started, even a half hour before or something like that, you can refresh the page right now and it should update the description of the live stream, the text description down below. It's gonna feature the Facebook version gifts and web version gifts. And say hello to the mods in the chat. We got ahead of ourselves a pretty busy schedule because I've been reading some feedback on Lyria's live stream, and I noticed that you guys really did appreciate the fact that Lyria's live stream was providing a lot of information and was very transparent comparatively in terms of how we showcase the feature before its release. So we've decided to cook up something like that again. And this stream is going to be dedicated to providing you with a lot of information on the release that is coming to the game on the 30th of July. 30th. Yes. So, you know, end of the month kind of update, but already I have a bit of a dev build that I can showcase, 2 weeks in advance or even more if we count the days. So yeah, this is gonna be a pretty busy schedule for me. I've noted down a lot of like things I want to mention because I was vigorously testing the entire feature, and I've got some like points to not miss to provide you with all you need to know, all I can showcase on this dev build. And yeah, guys, do not post your IDs just yet. The raffle segment will be, as usual, featured at the end of the stream. At least that's my format style. Is it only me? I heard Sam with strange echo, and this echo is actually a few seconds ahead. Oh, thank you for noticing that. I think it's... Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Should be fixed right now. Should be fixed. I should not be echoing right now. I think it's one of the properties on the mic. I think it was turned on to monitor and output. So you kind of had two versions of me. Is it better? 7. Please post 7s in the chat. It's a very good number. IDs are not yet participating in the raffle, so 7s are pretty good. Hello, Charlie. Glad to see you here. So guys, yeah. Don't forget about the gifts in the description, and I think I'm gonna proceed straight to the game, and let's discuss what we're here to talk about, right? Boom, got this horizontal cinematic stuff. So, we are gonna be having ourselves an update on the 30th of July, and this update is a big one this time, right? It's gonna enhance the combat capabilities of your totems, and in fact make the Titan combat system a lot more variable and a lot more exciting in terms of abilities they can use. Not them specifically, but the totems. So we're gonna have ourselves a gallery of abilities that will be used after the update goes live. It's gonna spice up every Titan combat scenario in various game modes. And yeah, it's gonna be coming to the game on the 30th of July, but this specific build, as you can see, it's not even Sam here, it's just like Team Someone, because, you know, this build was basically updating as I was testing it. It's a very, like, rough around the edges kind of deal. It's a development build, a proper one, not even, like, truly polished to the end. So if you see something, like, visually weird, pay attention to the fact that, you know, it should be fixed when the update goes live. So, yeah. In case we have newcomers in the chat or less experienced players, I'm gonna be breaking down a bit what the Titan system and the Totem system is looking right now in the game, so before the update. We basically have the entity of Titans that are becoming available once you reach a certain level in the game, and these Titans participate in their own battles against their own kind, and you know, they have their own abilities, and they can also be enhanced by a totem. So we have elemental totems and we have the primordial totems, so to say, for the light and dark factions of the Titans. I'm not sure if you can call it a faction, but I guess it's not a race, right? It's just their affinity for a certain element. And these abilities are most of the time just active abilities that charge through your totem as battle goes by, and that's about it. You kind of have your Titans gaining energy casting their abilities. Sometimes, if they are Super Titan, they might have a passive ability that goes through once in a while. And the totems are another active that you add to them. Totems also provide a passive buff, enhancing all the Titans in the faction, and that's about it for the current state of the game. So yeah, and what we are going to have with this update is, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm going to be showcasing it in detail. And forgive me if I'm gonna be jumping like from window to window, from like one screen to another, because some features are quite complex and they need to be checked through various sections of the game. So I might be jumping like from the totem screen to the inventory. That's just, you know, how I can structure this thing, because there is a lot. All right, let's go to the guild. A fantastic development version guild named Clan whatever. Yeah. And we are going here. I only have one totem for this particular occasion, and my progress is completely reset, and it should be depicting tutorial sections that we're gonna check out, like something along the lines of what you should see when you enter the game once the update hits. It might get updated in terms of text or illustrations, but yeah, this is the thing that's going to explain the basics of the system to you. So I'm going to comment on each one. So an elemental spirit can be added with 2 additional skills. They are called affinity skills. So elemental spirit is basically what we call a totem, right, of a certain faction or like element, right? Dark, light, earth, water, or fire. And these skills, they can be added like 2 times, like for each totem. Each totem will be able to have 2 additional skills picked from a selection. And yeah, 2 types of skills. These are the elemental and the primal skill. They are selected from 2 separate pools of abilities, and I'm gonna show it to you in a second. So yeah, you can tap on it. It's gonna like change the view. If you have your abilities already equipped, you can like swap them out. I think once you have an ability already, you just, you know, can kind of point your mouse on it and it's gonna show you a pop-up description of the ability if you want to get a reminder of some sort. And yeah, all right. These primordial and elemental skills will be upgraded and gained through a special currency. This currency comes in 2 types. Elemental Catalyst. It's used in Elemental Spirit Totem Fusion to get elemental affinity skills, so the first skill. And the Primal Catalyst, used in the Elemental Spirit Fusion to get primal affinity skills. For the sake of simplification, Elemental is the first one, the Primal is the second one. I think I'm going to be trying to refer to them as the first and second skill, so don't get lost once I start using, you know, the first skill and the second skill. It's first the Elemental skill, Primal is the second one. So yeah, this is the elemental pool of abilities. I can showcase them a bit later. We're gonna try out some combat because I've been vigorously testing the mechanic, but the combat testing was mostly in theory because, you know, I've been intrigued by some of the abilities and their description and how they can be applied to various Titan teams. And I think we're gonna show that off as well, but at least let's get with the basics out of the way. So for the sake of, you know, following the tutorial, I'm gonna check out this skill. I'm gonna explain it a bit later. If you want to pause, you can read it right now, but I'm gonna select it here. So this skill will be added to the specific totem. So in our case, it's the fire totem on success. So this section, yeah, the power of the skill depends on the totem's parameters and the skill level. You always get a skill from Fusion, just not the always one that you expect. A Catalyst is required to create a skill, an Elemental one is required for Elemental skills, while a Primal is used for Primal. All right. I'm gonna explain it a bit, you know, more. So, what we have here, Last Flash, is the ability that we are aiming to gain for our Fire Spirit Totem. So if we like selected this skill, we decided that, hey, this is an elemental skill that I want to add to my totem, right? Kind of similar to War Flags, yeah, Bard Hater 69. I think it has some similarities to it in terms of how it is upgraded and how it's gained. And we have this ability. And remember, these skills come as an enhancer of your totem. So if you're like worried about the fact that, hey, you know, the totems, my totems are not fully upgraded, should I like be aiming to, you know, continue upgrading my totem or like suddenly change my course and upgrade the skills? Due to the fact that these abilities their power depends on your totem's power and also depends on their own tier. So as you can see, we're right now selected the Last Flash in its first tier, and there are 5 tiers to these abilities. And if the tier is higher than 1, we're gonna see changes in the duration of the effect. And the totem power will allow us to see changes in the attack last flash provides as a bonus in combat. So, if I'm aiming to get the last flash, I'm upgrading an elemental skill, so I'm looking at my elemental catalyst, this currency. And what does this graph below mean? I think it's gonna get changed in terms of like visual flair when the update gets released on live servers. But right now, let's point you to the fact that once you set a certain amount of currency that you want to use, you will see changes. And what these changes mean, as you can see my cursor, let's follow along. We always have, not always, but we mostly, like, if we spend a low amount of currency, you know, as you can see, the percentages on the field named random skill decreases, right? And what does this mean? Random skill is the chance that when you press create a skill, you will not get the last flash ability, but another random skill from the pool of elemental abilities. Yeah, and as we increase the amount of currency we want to spend, as you can see, our chances to not get a random skill, but the last flash that we so desire, will increase. So we always, even if I like spend 100 here, we have 20% chance that I'm gonna gain a random skill, not the last flash. But if this doesn't proc, if this doesn't activate, then we are getting a last flash. And what kind of a last flash we will get? Then we have a 33% chance to gain a last flash of the first tier, a 34% chance, the highest one here, of the second tier, and, you know, 27-4. So we always have, like, if I put 100 here, we're gonna have ourselves a chance to gain a tier 5. But let's create a skill. Let's check out how it looks. Yeah, it's, as you can see, it reminds you of how big is the chance for you to get a random skill, not the last flash. So let's see if I'm lucky. Boom, the animation starts. We got the last flash of the first tier. So, once you see the result of the totem fusion, you can either refuse the result, right? If you get a skill that you didn't really want, you can cancel, right? Especially if you're like rolling for a last flash of a higher tier, we'll get to it in a minute. You will be able to cancel if your like last flash of a second tier is trying to be rewritten like with the last flash of the first tier. Just if you don't like the result, you can cancel out. The currency is going to be spent still, and you have two other choices: accept, which we will do in my case because I don't have an elemental skill right now on my totem, and delay. Delay allows you to exit the totem window and, you know, make a decision of whether you actually want to have the skill applied to your totem. But do remember that you should make that decision if you want to continue interacting with the totem. So, like, you can consult your guild, you can consult your guys in chat from the server, like, say, hey, is this skill good enough for our purposes, maybe for the guild war? And they are like, yeah, sure. And then you go back and you press accept. And I accept my skill. And as you can see, we have an elemental skill of the first tier. And if I want to upgrade it in the future, what we will see is that if I'm picking last flash tier 1, you can see that now when I increase the currency, I even have the chance to completely ignore the random skill chance. So if I put 100 right now of elemental catalysts here, then I'm still gonna receive the last flash, right? That's guaranteed. So if I'm aiming for upgrading my last flash, it's always a good idea to negate the random skill chance, in my opinion, so that you end up with the ability you want upgraded. Sorry if I'm not reading a lot of the chat. I see some IDs, I see all that, but yeah, it's a lot of info, and hopefully you're following along. Yeah, so I've got the last flash tier 1 right now, and I'm gonna try to upgrade it. I have a 38% chance to gain a level 2, right? I still have a chance for it to remain on level 1, the tier 1. and some other chances to gain even a higher tier, right? Let's create it. Let's try to upgrade my last flash. As you can see, there's no warning about me like having a percentage to gain a random skill. So I'm safe. I'm still gonna get the last flash, but maybe it's not gonna get upgraded. Let's see. I believe in my luck, but you know. Yes, pretty good. That's a pretty good scenario here. I even got an upgrade to tier 3. In my humble opinion, like a decent output of the skills is gained on tier 3. I think going beyond tier 3 is like, you know, you can go there if you're very like min-max oriented in terms of your upgrades. But I think tier 3, if you're like aiming to upgrade your abilities, is good enough to experiment and use, right? That's my personal, you know, notice. You will still be able to experiment with these abilities at your own leisure once it gets released on the 30th of July. So yeah, let's just, for the sake of it, upgrade a primal skill as well. Let's get, I don't know, just a random one, just to showcase the process once again. So, this is, once again, we have, on our first acquisition, we have a chance to gain a random skill. Hopefully, we will not get it. Hopefully, I'll get the Call of the Elements. And let's get that. Boom. Chances to gain a random skill are 70%. Let's see. I got Call of the Elements. I accept. That's a deal I was aiming for. And yeah, if I want to upgrade it, I go back here and selected the wrong one. Sorry about that. This one. And I want to get it upgraded. Let's create it. I have some currency to spare. Tier 1, as you can see, right? It's not gonna affect my skill. I can accept it, but it's not an upgrade. So in the future, I'll have to, you know, roll for the upgrade once again if I want to get a higher tier, if I'm aiming for that. So, now that we got through how the mechanic is gonna work, let's dive into the currency, because currency is a unique one, a new one that is required to be introduced before we get started with the mechanic exploration, right? So, how do we gain elemental catalysts and primal catalysts? I'm gonna go to the city, back to the inventory, as I was warning you. I'm gonna be jumping around. So, we will be able to exchange our Gifts of Dominion and Totem fragments, spare extra Totem fragments, for these currency types. So this one will provide me with the currency for my primal catalyst. So legendary Gift of Dominion is going to give me a 150, epic 50, 6 here with the rare, 3 here with the uncommon gift, and the red Gift of Dominion is going to grant me 250. Which needs to be noted. What needs to be noted here is that once the update hits on the 30th of July, the legendary gifts of Dominion, the legendary Gift of Dominion, uncommon Gift of Dominion, rare, and an epic one, they can still be used in another way. We can exchange it for trophies, right? But the red Gift of Dominion, we will not be able to exchange it for emeralds. This time, it's going to be used for the primordial catalysts mainly. So that you can, you know, if you already have all your heroes situated, so that you can focus on upgrading the other aspect of the game, focus on your titans, upgrading them, and, you know, so that you can be competitive enough for your Guild Wars and Clash of Worlds needs, because, you know, people are going to be running skills in no time, so be prepared for that. But as for the fragments can be exchanged as well. I have them in my inventory. They can be exchanged for 375 elemental catalysts for the first skill, basically. And as is the case with the Gift of Dominion, the exchange of spare totem fragments for, you know, the emeralds is gonna be turned off. It's not gonna become, it's not gonna be available, but not on the 30th. Please pay attention to the fact that the exchange of the totem fragments is gonna be turned off on the 7th of August. so that you guys, have time, if you have like your extra fragments available in the inventory, can make a choice whether or not you want to get emeralds and, gain fragments somewhere down the line and, focus on something else, like maybe heroes. And if you kind of want to engage with the skill system for the Titans, you can keep your extra totem fragments in your inventory. And on the 7th of August, once the exchange gets, turned off for the emeralds, you will be able to transform it, basically into 375 elemental catalysts. So you can use them. And yeah. But Sam, you're saying, it's tough getting, spheres and fragments in the game. They are pretty rare. They're a powerful thing, and they're very, precious for our upgrades. And, there isn't a lot of opportunity to gain them. Like, they're very, like artifacts, basically. Something very mysterious, something akin to a mythical creature. We kind of want them. We kind of desire them. And I have some good news on that front, because with the release of the Totem Fusion mechanic, our developers will do their best to make the availability of spheres containing totem fragments a lot more often. So what I mean is, you will be able to see, spheres containing totem fragments more and more in various like events, game modes, as a reward. So yeah, they are still, very precious. They are still very valuable as a resource, but there will be more chances to get them. Yeah. And that's what I wanted to mention about the spheres. In addition, you might have guys noticed that I have a certain, let me put it here, and I'm gonna roll it, and I'm gonna explain something. As you can see, I have this stick in the right upper corner, in the upper right corner of my screen. And this stick is a temporal measure, because we don't have the fully, developed feature here. This thing is going to contain a visual representation of a bad luck protection system made specifically for the Totem Fusion mechanic. And what I mean by that, every time you create a new skill through skill fusion, through the Totem Fusion, you will gain some progress to that bar. Imagine it like a clock, but, filling out with like the arrow going like clockwise. And once it fully goes through the circle, you will gain a valuable currency, a unique one, a crystal, let's say. I'm not sure if it's going to be a crystal, but I want to refer to it as a crystal. This crystal is a bad luck protection system that will allow you to guarantee that you, with your next creative skill, will be able to gain not only the skill that you desire, but guarantee its upgrade to the next level. So, and this bad luck protection system is going to be filled up with every creation of the skill. It doesn't matter if it's an elemental skill or a primordial skill, we will still gain some progress to it. So even if you only have like access to, primordial catalysts, these catalysts will still grant you the ability to upgrade your elemental skills in time, right? Once you fill the meter up, it's going to give you this abstract crystal that I want to call it, and use it maybe to upgrade your elemental skill. Maybe it's like on tier 3 and you want to get it to tier 4, but you don't have the elemental catalysts needed for that, and maybe you don't want to risk it. You will use it and you get a guaranteed upgrade. So that's how it's going to work. And as you can see, it's going to be appearing here. I think it's going to be still maintained here once we get to this screen, as well. So let me show you how the delay works as well. As you can see, once I press the delay, I'm going to be here, right? And every button on every totem, I only have a fire totem here, is going to feature a button named Decide. And I'm going to be returned back to the screen so I can make my decision. But I'll accept. I didn't get an upgrade, but hey, that's how it goes. So basically, we want you guys to explore the feature once it gets to the live servers. Fully explore it, guys. Be sure to provide us with feedback. And so that you can explore it, we will provide you guys with additional free catalysts, both of them. We will give you the elemental catalyst and the primal catalyst, enough that you can experiment, gain some skills, put it to the use and give us some feedback on the system as a whole. So yeah, I think that's about it for the mechanics. The mechanics are quite complex. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to recap it at the end of the stream, but hopefully you got enough information to, understand how it goes. You can rewatch the recording of the stream, maybe like rely on our wonderful community YouTube creators who will dissect the stream and dissect the screenshots, all that. Be sure to check it out. Be sure to be prepared for the release of Elemental Fusion. So yeah, I think that's about it. So the release of the Totem Fusion, 30th of July. We turn off the exchange of red gifts of Dominion for emeralds on the 30th of July. But the totem fragments can be exchanged for emeralds up to 7th of August. That's the dates. Be aware of that. So if you have some extra gifts of Dominion available and you want to, exchange for emeralds, you should do it before the 30th. And if you have fragments lying around, you have more time to decide on what to do with them. But it's gonna go to the deadline on the 7th of August. And yeah, I think that's about it for mechanics. I think my list is pretty much filled. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention one thing as well. We still have the ability, if you have spare totem like spheres lying around, you will not be able to exchange them for emeralds, but you can still send them to your friends. We do not disable that feature. You can still go to our support team, wonderful support team, and request Raymond's help with automated gift sending of your totem sphere to a guildmate, a friend on another server. Choose whoever you like. This thing is still gonna be implemented. We do not turn that off. Yeah. And I think that's it. That's it. Yeah. Okay, I got through the entire list. I think I mentioned everything I wanted to mention. So, now let's dissect the most delicious aspect of the system is the skills. Because there are a lot of them. And they completely turn the Titan combat system on its head. Not only the system, I think, because system-wise, there are not a lot of new buttons. There's no new buttons, in fact, because these are still activated either with a trigger or they activate once you hit the active ability of your totem. But the meta is gonna shift. I guarantee that, because you can create a lot of combinations with it. Let's check the elemental skills. The elemental skills are a category of skills that will be playing around with your totems, gaining abilities of your other totems, right? Something like that. It's if we want to broadly, capture it under an umbrella term. It's kind of, a pretend totem of another element. And these pretend abilities are Murmur of the Crags. It creates a crystalline barrier on the battlefield, which protects allies from any attacks. The barrier loses durability when damaged, reflects double the damage received at attacking enemies, and it scales with the totem power and the tier level of the ability. And as you can see, it reminds you of the active ability of the Earth Totem. But this time, we can get an analog, ability of the Earth Totem and add it to our Fire Totem. Make it a multi-element kind of thing. So, and I think you can guess that the Depths Whisper is basically a mini version of the Water Totem ability. It restores health to allied titans over 10 seconds and damages enemies nearby. Every time it activates, the restored health is distributed among titans that need healing, and it scales with the totem power and tier level of the ability. And Flame Dance, something akin to the ability of the Flame Totem, summons a firestorm that sweeps through the enemy team, damages all enemies nearby. So yeah, damage scales as well on the totem power and skill level. Let me check through the chat a bit. For combat simulation, will we be able to see what skills an enemy totem has? Yes, I have confirmation on that. I was just talking in the morning with the developer who is actively engaged with the feature, and he told me that yes, you will be able to see which skills the totem of your opponent has equipped. So you will be able to, count your chances, maybe, come up with a strategy of some sort, fumble around with your roster of Titans, maybe create a bit of a different team. So, the next 3 abilities. Alright, these ones are completely new, and they are triggered a bit differently. If these 3 abilities are activated once the active ability of your totem basically starts, so once the fire totem activates its ability, it's going to provide you with an additional effect chosen from here. But you can also choose from this roster. And these skills are activated with a trigger. And Wrath of the Depths. At its moment of death, an allied titan turns to stone, rises high above the battlefield, and then falls right in the center of your opponent's team. The stone deals area damage and stuns opponents. There is 1 effect activation per battle. Only 1 Titan will turn to stone and drop like a giant monument on the heads of your opponent Titans. The damage is scaled on totem power, and the stun duration is going to be dependent on tier level of your ability. So, Wrath of the Depths, if we get it to tier 5, is going to stun the enemy Titans for 5 seconds. Insane. Ice Age. It goes like this. Once the base totem skill of your opponent, not yours, your opponent, activates. So if you're facing an enemy team without a totem, keep that in mind. Ice Age is not going to trigger. So all of their Titans are frozen for 1 second, losing their ability to act. They also have a state of fragility applied to them, which increases all damage received. The fragility duration is going to be dependent on the skill level, the tier level, and the increase in damage received is going to scale with your totem power. So as you can see, we are really reliant on how powerful your totem is when we are checking out the skills and choosing them. And the last ability, the last flash, that was featured, we featured it a lot during our initial explanation. The last flash is a kind of a saving mechanism for your Titans. It's intriguing. I think it's one of my favorites here. When the Titan should die, it goes into a state of burning rage instead. Its speed increases by 15%, and while enraged, the power of the Titan's attack increases, and the Titan becomes invulnerable to all effects, while its health cannot drop lower than 1. So basically, your Titan goes into overcharge mode. It cannot be struck down. It's gonna put its entire might into this last attack before the Titan completely falls over and dies. So, there's 1 effect activation per battle. The Titan dies once the effect ends. The duration is dependent on skill level. Attack is increased based on totem power. Alright, and these are the primal skills. Less of them. I think... Oh, it's not by too much. The pool is a bit smaller. It's 5 abilities instead of 6, but they are pretty fun as well. Call of the Elements. The Titan's attack power increases until the end of the battle, proportionally to its lost health. It's kind of similar to something, the Dark Titans use to enhance their attack. I think with Mord, right? You'll be able to see something like that. So basically, this is applied like passively, and all of your Titans affected by this primal ability will gain an attack buff depending on the percentage of the health they're lost. They have lost, yeah. The attack buff is going to be dependent on totem power, and the health, the percentage of health that is required to be lost before the attack buff goes into, activation mode, it's going to be dependent on the skill tier. Triple cycle. This one is a doozy. I was first when I read that description, it's a lot. But if the Titan gets the shield effect, it will be healed. If the Titan gets the healing effect, its attack becomes more powerful. if the Titan gets the power buff effect, it gets a shield applied to it. At first, when I read that description, I think we're gonna get it updated. I thought, oh wow, that's an eternal cycle of like abilities triggering. Round and round it goes. No, not really. So basically, you should be reading it as, one of these effects will be activated. Maybe if you get healed, you will, get an attack buff. If you get a power buff, you're gonna get a shield applied to a Titan. It's not gonna react to the effect it's applied to, right? Oh, right. It's completely goes over my mind when I say it, but let me try to formulate it in a better way. So basically, you will not be able to trigger additional effects from triple cycle based on the triple cycle's effects. Hopefully, I think that's as clear as I can get it, because I'm no game designer. I don't think I can come up on the spot with like a description that's, basically summarizes the ability properly. But yeah, so don't expect it to completely, overbuff your Titans. It's gonna trigger the effects separately, and their duration is gonna be dependent on the tier level. Color me confused. I saw a comment. All right. The next skill, Echo Aegis. It's a shield skill. So when a shield applied to a Titan on your team breaks, another shield will be applied to it. So this skill kind of motivates me to try out more of the support Titans, specifically Avalon with the shield, because I think could be insane, like with Avalon. Could like make your Titans completely indestructible, comparatively, of course. But yeah, still pretty good. Shield durability is going to be increased based on the totem power, activation chance on the skill tier. The Primal Zeal. When using the skill, the Titan has a chance for restoring part of its energy. So the amount of energy is restored based on totem power, activation chance on the skill tier. And the last one is Pulse of the Ancients. Every time an ally Titan uses a skill, it is healed. Pretty straightforward. Basically, skill-activated healing. The healing effect will be dependent on totem power, and the activation cooldown is going to be dependent on the skill tier. Phew, we got through it. Okay. I tried to make all descriptions visible on the screen so you can go back to them if you want to rewatch it, get your head around it, and hopefully that will be plenty enough for you to prepare and maybe craft a team in your head already that you want to try out with the catalysts that are going to be provided on the 30th of July for free. And yeah, I think let's get to the combat, because we can craft some teams. I think I'm going to showcase one of my teams that I came up with that I kind of want to try. I think I'm not sure if it needs to be said, but I think it's obvious that if we have two totems on our team, right? If we have an elemental totem from a fire, earth, water Titans, we have two skills to it. If we, in addition, feature two either light Titans or dark Titans, these totems are going to be having two skills as well. So 4 in total. We can combine these skills, I think. You can mess around with them a lot. You can come up with like completely insane strategies. And I have good news. I think in our frequently asked question format, we mentioned that the combat training with skills will not be available. Forget about that, because we got to the devs. The devs are going to implement combat trainings with skills with the release of the feature. So before you make any decisions here in terms of which skill you want to apply to which totem of yours, you can mess around in the combat trainings. You can come up with different strategies. You can come up with the builds. You can come up with like Titan combinations freely. Use the trainings to your advantage. Make a wise decision in terms of skills, because that's going to carry your Titan team to the heights you've never seen before. And yeah, let's get to messing with that because I want to showcase some of it. I already have some teams here. Let's create a fresh one. So we get a maximum Titan power. Just let's get it for a proper showcase, right? I'm not sure like the current upgrades on my dev account are sufficient enough for a good showcase, so we're gonna go with max. And I'm gonna assemble a team. Let's try something that we might see in like a game mode, maybe like on Guild War. Let's go with like Eden, Angus, Silva here, and some Dark Titans here. And let's equip them with something. Let's base their choice of skills on what we have here. We have Eden, we have Silva, we have Mort, we have Tenebris. So we can kind of mess around with... let's see. I think we can, for sure, add a... Let's add a Call of the Elements to this team on its Dark Totem. Because I think it's going to be working wonderful with the Dark Titans team. And as for the Elemental skill, I think I'm going to go with the Last Flash. I'll tell you why in a minute. We are going to keep one of our Titans alive for a short while once the HP gets depleted. And I'm going to show you a combination I found out, a pretty fun one. So, for our Earth Totem, we're going to choose ourselves... we don't have Avalon on that team, on that defense team. Let's go perhaps with the... Let's go with healing. No, I think that's gonna clash with the Call of the Elements. If we heal, we kind of lose the attack buff. Let's go with the Primal Zeal. Should be interesting enough. Maybe we will refresh energy. As you can see, it's on the maximum tier here. I think it restores the 100% amount of energy a Titan can have. And we combine the elemental skill from Totem 1, the Last Flash, with the Wrath of the Depths, which allows our dead Titan to basically turn into a statue and plummet down onto the enemy team below. And these skills, they do synergize. They have a synergy because Last Flash is going to be activated first, allowing our Titan to get his last hits in, and the Wrath of the Depths is going to dispose of the body and drop it down onto the enemy team once the Last Flash effect is over. So assemble that. The thing is, I kind of made a very powerful team for me to beat. Sorry about that. But let's combine a couple of other Titans. Maybe we'll come up with something insane. I want to try Avalon. I want to try out Avalon and another Titan that is going to be giving me shields. Let's go with Wriggle here. Solaris. And we add Eden as well. And let's go with Silva. So what I have in mind, I kind of want to use the Echo here so that our shields restore after they break. We have a lot of shields applied to our team, so that might be pretty good. And we also can use the Murmur of the Crags to protect us even further from the attacks of our enemies. So let's get it. We have an Earth Titan team, right? But two walls, you know, are pretty good as well. We can have one from the totem itself, one from the elemental skill. And for the second totem, I think I'm gonna apply... Let's mess around with Primal Zeal as well. Maybe we'll get a chance to recover our energy fully and cast the ability in succession, right? One after another. Let's see. Let's get an Ice Age here, I think. Let's get it for control purposes, so that our Titans will still have the ability to attack powerful enough to destroy the enemy team. So let's see how it goes, and hopefully everything is gonna run okay on development build. As you can see already, some visual effects here. I think I'm not gonna increase the speed, because if you guys want to check out the animations and, you know, find which visual effects are now unique and are added with the elemental and primal skills, then X5 is gonna just confuse us, because there's going to be a lot of things happening at once. All right, we see activated Earth Totem on their side. We have their bonuses activated. Now we activate ours. You see the walls are there, and they get broken down pretty easily. There was another wall, a gray one, from our skill. As you can see, Wriggle is currently under the effect of the skill that restores his shield. It was visualized as a small blue circle under his feet. We are currently holding out pretty strong against that team, right? The shields are doing their job. And we have another wall available. We push through, despite the fact that this team was pretty powerful and was pretty based on offensive capabilities. If we provide ourselves with enough defense, we can get through it. So yeah, that's how it's gonna be. And I think I have a bit of time to create a couple of more battles. So I think let's get your guys' input into the matter at hand, because you know, I've been yapping a lot of about the mechanics, a lot about the skills, a lot of info to you know, show, a lot of info for you to know. Let's get you guys in on the action. Maybe you want some skills showcased with particular titans. Let me know in chat. Let's see. A lot of IDs here. Wriggle. Yeah, Dave. I'm not sure. I think I'll be mispronouncing his name until I'm dead, because this, you know, for the longest time, wasn't able to pronounce this name properly. Water +5 Fire Titans. Let's see. Inflammo Maxima. Do the whole fire on. Ooh, okay. Let's try that. Let's get fire abilities here. I think I want more skills to be used. I think I'm gonna throw in a Tenebris and let's get Mort here. And let's get it fully into fire mode. I'm gonna get a last flash from here. Flame Dance for Totem 2. Sorry, was clicking vigorously, but did not activate because you cannot apply 2 skills here. 2 elemental skills to 1 totem. And I think let's buff it. Let's try the triple cycle. I think Mort's Vampirism should be pretty fun with this little ability. And let's get some additional healing as well with the Pulse of the Ancients. I think it's going to help us trigger the triple cycle even more. So let's get to it. Let's see. And now I think I'm going to counter it with something. Let's try it with water. Let's try and see if water can handle the fire in its enhanced state. For the sake of it, let's get 2 other Dark Titans, similarly to the defense team. I don't know. Let's go with the last flash as well. I love this ability, and I'm gonna use the Wrath of the Depths for sure, so that you can see. Probably we'll see last flash being activated and the Titan then turning into stone and dropping onto the heads of enemy Titans. That's a pretty fun sight to see. Yeah. Let's go with the Primal Zeal. I hope for the procs. I hope it's going to be activated a lot in battle, and we will try to rely on it. Let's go with the Call of the Elements to buff our Mord as well. Let's see. Who will be coming victorious out of this battle? Because, you know, this is the stuff I come up with on the spot, not putting too much thought into it. So, guys, be sure you are the combat experts here. I'm just, you know, Sam, the guy who shows off early development builds for you to see. Oh, as you can see, I think we got the last flash activated on Mort. He's standing, but he should be dead by now. And soon he will become, you know, a dead Titan. But he should be dropped onto the heads of our enemies. Or perhaps the Noah was the first one that was struck down. We won. Man, I'm not sure whether or not that was the effect of Mort's stoned body dropping down onto the enemies. Or, you know, or it was just the abilities of our Titans. But we got through this. Let's retry just to see if we can be victorious enough. Ooh, alright. This is pretty powerful. So let's see. Let's see through the chat. No tank, he has no idea what he's doing. What do you mean? What do you mean? We had tanks. We had tanks available. Not on the water team though, because I kind of wanted to use more offensive Titans here. But on the previous teams, you know, we have the tanks available. Avalon, Aegis plus triple cycle. All right, let's try that. Let's attack one of our teams. We already prepared. Let's go here. Let's rebuild it a bit. Avalon, we'll get it. Where the combination? Oh no, I lost it in the chat. Oh, there it is. Avalon, Aegis plus triple cycle. Let's get our Angus here. Let's get our Eden here. And let's go with the triple cycle. And then let's get the Echo Aegis for the... Let's go with Solaris and Iari, perhaps. Let's get ourselves an Echo here. Oh, sorry, here. And I'm gonna provide ourselves with some healing because we had Iari here, and you know, for the triple cycle, I'll get some more, I think. No, let's actually get an enhancement of the attack so we can get more activation from the triple cycle. And the Depth's Whisper, okay, let's go with that. Let's see how it goes. Big shout out to the moderators in chat, because these guys are heroes, because I cannot for the love of me like concentrate on the flow of messages while also maintaining the flow of information I keep providing. So I hope these guys will be able to answer your questions in the chat. Be sure to note if the answer is provided by our channel, Hero Wars Dominion Era, then that reply is official. I'm actually going through it pretty nicely. We only lost Avalon. That's unfortunate actually, because there's no shield application left for us basically. Ooh, very close. Tenebris got through. Let's see a retry. Can this team defeat what we cooked up? Oof. Seemingly, we cannot go through Tenebris here on their side. So yeah, all right. Let's see a couple more comments, and I think we can proceed to the Raffle section of the stream. Because, you know, guys, I kinda want you to explore the system as well, because there are a lot of skill combinations and, you know, interesting ideas you can come up with once it gets released on 30th of July. Be sure to explore, be sure to combine various abilities, various skills and trainings. Tell your guildmates which combinations are effective, plan out a strategy, get more competitive with your Titans, you know, get into it. Use the catalysts provided with the update to get started with it. Actually, very important. Even if you don't have a very upgrade totem, right? Maybe you have one or two, it does not matter, because you can still apply the skills to them, right? Even if it's like a starter totem, 1 star, level 1, you will still be able to apply skills. So, you know, feel free to add them, because they will enhance your capabilities pretty nicely. So, all right, let's set up a raffle section here. I'm gonna drop down onto their intro screen here with the chat. Oh man, 1,500 viewers, insane numbers here. So the raffle section, as you guys know, is gonna be featuring a Nightbot giveaway. So I'm gonna explain how it works, but first let me lower down the slow mode for a bit so that you can go and participate in the giveaway once I get it set up. Let me set it up for you. And we have 10 gifts available for the raffle. And this gift includes 250 elemental catalysts and 250 primal catalysts. So each winner gets 250 of one and 250 of another. So this is the rewards that are going to be available with this raffle. Because the release of the update is planned on the 30th of July, you're going to receive that gift on the 30th of July. So, you know, quite a wait, but hopefully you'll be patient enough and maybe plan out how you're gonna use these resources that you got through the raffle. And yeah, let's get it set up. I see someone already guessed what is the keyword for the raffle. Nice job, Sarah. Nice job. So guys, let me drop in the hint. Please, to participate in the giveaway, enter !Fusion to participate. You only need to put it in to the chat once. That's gonna count and add you to the member list. All right, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. See how many of you there? Oh, insane. So, as a rule of thumb, I kind of start out the raffle once we have at least, half of our current viewership in terms of entries. So around 750, let's say. And then I'm gonna choose a winner. Once I choose the winner, a window is gonna appear on the screen. And it's gonna mention your guys' name, the lucky winner who was chosen. It's gonna show off the YouTube handle, the YouTube name. So please pay attention to the screen or pay attention to the audio because I'm gonna say the names out loud. You will have a minute and a half to write something in a chat. Maybe send a hello, a simple hello, and then it's gonna get detected and it's gonna get added to the window. So your hello will be detected, we will know that you are here, and after that is done, we stop the, countdown. We're not gonna choose another winner until you drop your ID. Yeah, after you say hello and you get detected, send your in-game ID. I'm adding it to the list, and then we're gonna send it out. We're gonna send out the prize on the 30th of July once the Totem Fusion mechanic hits the live servers. A lot of fusion. Please note, once is enough. If you already put one !Fusion here, you don't need to put another one. You are already added to the list. The list is pretty big. Let me just scroll through it. Insane. Ooh. Nah, I think I won't be able to scroll down enough because I don't see a marker for when the list is going to end. I think it gets updated in real time with insane numbers of like around tens or even 100. Not hundreds. I think we got through the main part of our active viewership currently. Thank you guys for joining the stream, actually. Thank you so much for watching this explanation. Hopefully, there's enough info for you to get acquainted with the system way before it gets released, right? Almost a 2 weeks notice. Not in a bad sense. Just, an update 2 weeks notice. Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to use it to your advantage to prepare for the combat scenarios ahead, because it's a big system. There's a lot of stuff to try out. Yeah, not even 2 weeks. I think it's almost 3 weeks. Yeah, a lot of days. Let's see. Luciano Monterel says, I think the giveaway is going to be made differently with more fluid of time. Too slowly now. I get, guys, what you're saying. Yeah, because I also like when the winner is chosen pretty quickly and we get a response from the winner pretty quickly as well. And, I think I still want to provide you with enough time to get detected, because some of you guys might be listening from a kitchen, right? You turned the live stream on your PC, got a bit far away from it just to listen in, and you need time to run back, make sure that you heard your name correctly, and input something into the chat, and then we need the Nightbot to react. So a minute and a half seems like a decent trade-off for the sake of having winners enough, giving winners enough time to respond, because some situations might be different. Some viewers are actively watching the stream, some might be doing something else while listening in. It's how it goes. So let's choose a winner. I think we have enough entries for you guys to start flowing in and start becoming winners here. Red Fox, in brackets, Red Fox. Red Fox, congratulations on the win. Let us know if you're in the chat by saying hello, by dropping a hello in the chat. We will wait here patiently, awaiting your message. Boom! Pretty quickly. Hello, Red Fox. Now, the only thing needed, Red Fox will probably demonstrate, we need an in-game ID. Please, Red Fox, provide me with an in-game ID that you want to use for me and our community team to send you the prizes of the stream, the catalysts, on the 30th of July. Boom! Pretty quickly. As you can see, guys, we can get through the 10 winners pretty easily. Congratulations, Red Fox. And we go to the second winner. Leonchik Adrian. Lionchik Adrian. Not sure. Lionchik Adrian. Let's go with the lion pronunciation. Lionchik Adrian, if you're in the chat. Boom! Hello. Very quick response. Thank you. So, the only thing needed now is an in-game ID. We got through the hellos. Oh yeah, this is the thing we can expect as well to see, because Nightbot is going to capture every message. If you want to go through, you can send a couple of hellos in. It's no problem. Once I see that you're here, you know, it's just the ID is the only thing that's left. Let's wait for the ID now. Ooh, lost my voice. A lot of yapping. A yapathon. Proper. Lioncheck, please send out your in-game ID. Maybe it's already here. I sent it a few times. Try combining it with a message. Like say hello or say hello, put no space, and you know, combine a hello with an ID. For some reason it works. If you put no space between a word and your ID, it gets detected easier. Oh, with a space even. Okay, we got it. Thank you so much, Langic. I added you to the list. Congratulations on the win. Expect your prize on the 30th. Vu Truong. Vu Truong. Congratulations on the win, being the third winner of tonight's live stream. Please say hello in chat and we'll get you detected. Hello, hello. Nice. Got you. Got through to you pretty quickly as well. Patched through. Now, Vu, the only thing that's left is the ID. Let's get it. I'll be happy to add it to the list. It's a shame I can't see the, you know, amount of entries behind this screen, because I'm always interested when we start the raffle section if it continues to increase, like, for a while in terms of participant. Vu, if you have, you know, if you're already sending your ID and it's not getting picked up by the Nightbot, be sure to combine it maybe with the word ID, excluding the space. For some reason it works. Like put it in with no space, like this, thank you. If the ID does not go through, it should help. It's a... Boom, there it is. It's a very weird ritual, but for some reason it works. I couldn't find out why it was doing that, why sometimes it ignores the IDs, but if you put no spaces there, it still detects them. Not sure. But congratulations, Vu. Tammy Jackson is our fourth winner of the live stream. Tammy, please, if you're in the chat, congratulations. First of all. Second of all, please say hello. Hopefully you are not away from the keyboard. Hopefully you will be here to collect your prize. Let's get a hello, or maybe, you know, some other message. So much information to digest. Thanks, Sam. I saw a message. I'm very happy to help, guys. I know that with the copious amounts of information I've been collecting during this test and I've been given away on this live stream, it might be hard to get your head around it. And, you know, me explaining things for a while gets my, you know, way of putting it into words a lot more complex to understand. Because, you know, I think the first half an hour, I go through the text and what I wanted to say pretty easily. Then, it gets to me. The exhaustion in the brain processes. Tammy, are you there? No, we're not. I saw some nexts in the chat. Guys, we give everyone a fair chance. If I see a minute and a half, then we'll re-roll. Unfortunately, Tammy seems to be away from the keyboard. So re-roll. Fernando Joranhezen. Fernando, if you're in the chat, congratulations. Now you have become the 4th winner of tonight's live stream. So please drop in a hello and get detected by the Nightbot system. Boom, Fernando is pretty quick. Quick on his feet. Thank you, Fernando. Now the only thing left is the ID. Let's get it. Man, I can't see the messages in full from the Nightbot interface. Unfortunately, it gets covered by the winner screen. Boom! The ID is here. Boom. Very nice. Thank you, Fernando. We will be able to send your gift on the 30th to this ID. Thank you so much. Dima Tishenko. All right. We got another winner. The 5th winner is Dima Tishenko. Dima, if you're in chat, drop in a hello. Let us know that you're here. Also, guys, don't forget about the gifts in the description of the video. I only mentioned it at the start, but the description of the live stream has some gifts available. Ooh, with the ID. Pretty quick. Thank you so much, Dima. Let's re-roll. Madeline Constantine. Madeline Constantine, congratulations on being the 6th winner of tonight's live stream, and drop in a hello. So, as I was saying, the gifts are available in the description for Facebook version and web version of Hero Wars Dominion Era. Boom. Hello. Very glad to see you here, Madeline. Let's get an ID. Hello, Sam. Hello, hello. I see someone putting a hello in the chat. How are you? I'm, pushing through. It becomes increasingly harder to formulate a thought and formulate a sentence once you get over the 1 hour mark. Thank you, Madeline, for the ID. Got it in my list. Let's get another winner in. Mario Guimarães. Oh, I butchered that name. Sorry about that. Mario Guimarães. I think it should be in Guimarães. I hope so. It's when I see names that feature, signs that I'm not sure how to read phonetically, it's gonna result in something embarrassingly weird, in some sort of weird variation. So Mario, if you're in the chat, say hello. Ooh, a lot of viewers. Not dropping in numbers. Everyone wants to participate in the raffle. Sam, stop. Don't do this to Mario. All right. I won't say the name. But hey, I kind of need to say the name. maybe. Oh, we got Mario here. Whew, I was getting worried because I was worried that because I butchered the pronunciation, you won't be able to notice. Hopefully, Mario, you got enough time, to react. Now I'm relieved. It's good that we have Mario here with us. So, the text and visual might be a better indicator. Oh, we got an ID. Thank you so much, Mario. Let's get it. Here. Less numbers than I was expecting. Either a very old in-game ID. Mario, can you check whether or not the ID is correct? Because, just to make sure. Pronounce Guimarães. Rents. Orions. I think even with the explanation, I've ruined it. I'm sorry. All right. I'm actually, Mario, let me know in the chat if the ID is correct. I'm gonna go through the archive of the messages after the stream. And we go to another winner, the 8th winner, Azukio. Azukio is here. And the 7th winner. The 7th winner of our stream, Azukio. Please let us know that you're here by saying hello. Hello, hello. Got you here. As you can see, guys, you already know the drill. You are very, in tune with how this raffle procedure goes. So you react on time. That's good to see. We don't spend too much time on the Nightbot giveaway as we did on our birthday live stream. Ooh, the birthday live stream was pretty long. Not gonna lie. Azukio, thank you so much. The ID is on the list. Christo Jordanov. Christo, if you're in chat, let us know by saying hello, dropping in a message. Yeah, the birthday live stream was pretty long in terms of giveaways because we had a lot of prizes and the procedure was a bit complicated because it was the first time we tried to run it properly. Christo, glad to see you here. Now the ID. But now you guys already know the drill. And it's a lot easier for you to, say hello to me in the chat, grab your gift by sending an ID, and, then we go on our merry way, finishing the stream, expecting a new update to the game. Thank you, Christo. Got it and added it to the list. And now our 10th and last winner for tonight's live stream. Let's go with Belower Dan. Belower Dan, let us know if you're here by saying a hello. Boom. Quick reaction time. What did I tell you guys? Insane speed. A world record, maybe. I think someone already... An ID goes straight after the message with hello. Insane. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was very quick. All right. The list is fully complete. And I think the only thing that's left is... let's drop into the chat screen. All right. Let's see your messages properly on the screen, not only through the Nightbot interface. All right, let's recap what we went through, guys. We are gonna have ourselves a big addition to the Titan Totem system called Totem Fusion that is gonna be dropping on the live servers on the 30th of July. I hit the mic. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, viewers, if it was loud. So, the 30th of July marks the date when this update gets released. And this update is gonna feature new additional skills that can be added to your totems, already existing totems. These are an enhancer of sorts. So your totem is still your baseline. Your skills are going to be as strong as your totem. So if you're thinking, hey, do I want to concentrate on skills or concentrate on totems? My advice, concentrate on totems. The skills will, be added to the totem in the future once you, get your tactic down, once you realize what you really want from your team. And the catalysts are a new currency used for the totem fusion mechanic that will grant you with an ability to add skills to your totems. And there are two types: elemental catalysts and primal catalysts. I think I was calling them the primordial catalysts because I associate the dark and light titans with primordial features. But primal catalysts is their name. So this currency, two types. You can gain elemental catalysts by exchanging your extra totem fragments, or just totem fragments, for the elemental catalysts. And you can exchange for primal catalysts your gifts of dominion. Doesn't depend on rarity. So you can exchange a red one, a violet one, if you have like a lot of them in your inventory, you can use them and exchange them for primal catalysts. The update is dropping on the 30th of July, and it's going to provide you with free catalysts to try out the skill system. The combat trainings are going to be added on that date. Don't pay attention, don't pay any mind to information that we featured on the frequently asked questions thingy, because we got it. We got the combat trainings into the release. So, And what needs to be added as well? The exchange system for emeralds, for extra spheres and extra gifts of Dominion. You will not be able to exchange red gifts of Dominion for emeralds once the update hits the live servers on the 30th of July. You will not be able to exchange your extra fragment spheres for emeralds on the 7th of August. A bit of a prolonged deadline. Yeah. And you will still be able to send the spheres, your extra spheres, to guildmates, friends, whoever you like. Just, contact our support team, get to Raymond. Raymond will be able to provide you with the automated process to send the sphere out to the destination. And I think that about wraps it up. So 4 skills in total. 2 of them can be added to each totem. And, if you feature a team that has 2 totems, you have 4 skills available. So yeah. If you are interested in intricacies of how the skills are acquired and upgraded, be sure, if you're watching this in the recording, to go to the section in the beginning where I start explaining the system when I get to the totem window. I think that's about it. I think that covers it. Thank you so much for watching me ramble for a while, an hour and 20 minutes. Hopefully, everything I've provided you with through this exclusive development build was worth it for you to, analyze, learn about. Be sure to give feedback, participate in discussions on our official community pages, because we need to hear your input regarding these features. Your guys' opinion is important in terms of how this feature is going to be, maybe changing in the future. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. My voice is given out completely. I think I'm going to be have a parched throat for a couple of hours after the stream. But yeah, I think that's about it. So happy to be here once again on Heroes Dominion our channel. Give us a subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe prop a like onto the live stream if you enjoy the content. And I think I'll see you guys somewhere down the line where Sam is once again, has a development build of something that can be showcased in advance before the update hits. Hopefully the transparency and the information is, helpful. I think that's about it. I think I said that exact phrase for a 5th time already. Time to wrap it up. Have a good Friday. Have a good rest of your Friday, guys, if it's Friday still, where you live. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Good day. Spend it, how you want. Enjoy it. If you're working, have a good day of work in before your weekend hits. And I'll see you guys in Dominion. That's about it. Bye.